Welcome to the Talking with Todd podcast. I'm your host, Todd Carter. Today on the show, we have Miss Courtinee Capers. She is a realtor and a travel agent, among other things. She's a serial entrepreneur. So it is sponsored by 93 Michi Beats. Forget your producer. My beats are made by Michi. Welcome, Miss Courtinee, to the show.
Hello, beautiful. I'm loving the music back there.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time out to come and support my channel.
I'm honored to be here.
So before we get started, go ahead and tell everybody, where are you from?
Yes, so guys, welcome. I am from York, Alabama. Some people call it York, okay? It is York, Alabama, Y-O-R-K, population of about 2,000 people or more. So I come from a very small town.
All right, well, go ahead and tell us your story.
Okay. I'm Courtinee, as I said before, 46 years old with two beautiful girls. I'm definitely a girl mom all day long. I have a 25-year-old who is like the love of my life. She keeps me focused and centered. And then my 12-year-old is just my love child. She is so amazing. I grew up as a middle child. It's three of us, so I'm the middle child. And I grew up with a mom being a boss. My mother had three of us, and unfortunately, our dad died when I was very young. We were very young. And instead of her working a corporate job, I saw my mom build a business from the ground up with her name on it. So she did taxes, and she was a bookkeeper, and she did legal consulting. So growing up, my impressionable mind, I would go and leave school and see my mom go in her building and said Vera C. Lewis and Company. And that's all I've seen my whole life with my mother. So my story is I've seen my mother create her legacy. And because I've seen that my whole life, I'm on a mission to create my own legacy. So that's my story.
I love it.
Thank
Well,
you.
you kind of went into what my first question for you is that, like, how did you become motivated to go into criminal justice?
You know what?
To be an advocate for criminal justice is what I read about you.
Yes, thank you so much. Can I be honest? I didn't want to go into criminal justice as I was pursuing my legal career. As a paralegal, I stayed away from criminal law, because I was actually kind of scared of it in a way. But I was blessed to work for the court system in Mississippi. And what I saw was a disparity between racial issues, Black men versus white men being sent to prison. And it just broke my heart. And you know, when something shakes you, you got to do something about it and go past your fear. So in criminal law, I worked as a case manager for drug court. So I saw people who had just hit rock bottom and they were going to prison. So if they did not finish our program, they would have to go to prison instead. So I'm all about rehabilitation and getting people restructured back into society. Anything dealing with pretrial diversion, anything that prevents people from going to prison, I'm all about. And just to share a personal issue with you, I did have a brother that had a criminal issue about a couple of years ago. And I know that my training in that field helped me help him through his situation. I have found in my research, a lot of people commit crimes, especially when it comes to addiction, because they're in addiction. It's not something that they want to do.
Right.
And another cause of crime is mental health. So as a community, if we address those issues from the front side of it, we talk about it more, shed light, there is a huge possibility that we won't have the criminal side as much as we do now. So I became an advocate a couple of years ago when I actually saw how the criminal justice system worked in Mississippi. And in my tenure there with the courthouse, we reduced criminal recidivism by 50%. So it was a good program. What I have found that people need mostly when they have hit rock bottom, they face a crime, they need validation. that
Mhm.
that their behavior was not good, not that they're bad, right? The behavior was bad, but you're not bad. And then the second thing is accountability, because one of the things I didn't play with people is like, so what's your plan? You know, you're going to have to get an education. You're going to have to get a job. You're going to have to pay your child support. These are things we're going to do to rehabilitate you, but I'm not going to play with you about it. And a lot of times people just never had anyone in their corner. More importantly, they never had anyone to show them how to do it. So
Mhm.
in my time there, I was very hands-on with showing them what to do and how to do. So that's how I became an advocate for criminal justice.
Ooh, I love it. Have you ever considered being a motivational speaker?
You know, I have, and my relatives have said that either that or go to law school, which is another thing that I wanted to do when I turned 50. I'm 46 now, was to go to law school. And that was one of the reasons why I moved to Birmingham as well. I think when we are intentional about doing things, getting education, getting the proper certification to help people, there's no limit. I could be 90 years old going to law school trying to save some people. So that's definitely one of the things that I want to do for sure.
I love it. So, how did you pivot and become a serial entrepreneur? So, I know that you worked 9 to 5. So, how did you just make that shift?
You know, I had saw, I'm a big, I'm so nosy. People that know me, yeah, I'm really nosy. So I go into an organization, number one, figuring out my growth plan. So like I go into an organization, be like, okay, in 5 years, I'm gonna do this, this, and that. And then I see if in 5 years where the business is gonna go. So I have noticed over the past, what, 5 to 7 years, have been such a shift in organization and businesses, and I don't want to be the one where my family suffers over a decision that a company made that didn't consider me when they were making the decision. So I, at 40, the light bulb went off. I'm 46. The
Hmm.
light bulb was like, look, girl, you know, you're going to have to get off autopilot and really become the CEO of your own life.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest hurdle that we have as entrepreneurs is we have given so much to other people and other organizations and other things, and we don't know how to give it to ourselves.
Mhm.
So it is a process. I would tell anyone, I started at 40, I'm 46 now, I'm still in my process. But 40 was when the light bulb went out, where I realized that a company is not going to save me, nor are they going to make me rich. And if I'm desiring to do those two things, then I have to take control of my own life. And that's how the pivot happened.
Oh, I love it. And you are so right. And I am so right there. So, educate us on how you help families become financially secure through entrepreneurship.
Yeah. So to me, the first thing is financial literacy. And I don't think a lot of us were prepared financially for life. And
Mhm.
especially with the seasons with COVID and inflation. My mother never sat down and had those conversations with me, like, what do you do when inflation happens? Or what do you do when that? So I really believe it starts with education
Mhm.
and financial literacy. And so, how you do that is you read. I will recommend this book right now that changed my life. It was The 10 Distinctions Between the Middle Class and Millionaires. This is a book that was recommended by our founder, Mr. Bradley with Planet Marketing, and it really helps you understand economics in a family dynamic and in world life, and how wealthy people look at economics very different than the working class. And so in order for you to shift your idea to gain wealth, you have to change your mindset,
Mhm.
and you have to listen to what wealthy people are doing and saying. So one of the things I know wealthy people are doing is they read a lot. You know,
Mhm.
they're not very TV oriented people. They're very disciplined, right? They read, they're disciplined, they understand that money is required to make money. So they don't have a poverty mindset. And they are generous. So when you think of all these principles of wealth, it's like principles of the Bible. Once you start doing those principles, your
Mhm.
life will start attracting those things that you're desiring. And that's how you change your life, change your community, and educate people. So I'm on a mission, and people that see me on social media, I'm always talking about how to get a business, come join my business, because if you don't know, you just don't know. So our goal is to educate, inspire, and hopefully get people on board to gain wealth.
Oh, I love that. And you are so right. You have to not be afraid to give away, especially when you're wanting to receive. I know sometimes people would just be so stingy thinking that they just got to hold information, money, opportunities, and you don't. Like the more that you share, give, the more that comes back to you. So you are so right when you said that. Like I see that in myself, when I'm giving. I've always been a giver, but just information willing to share, then I, see what people will just share real good information with me as well. So you're just right on that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
What makes you so passionate about helping others?
I've seen people work really hard to attain a certain lifestyle, and then one decision, one sickness, one job loss, one loss specifically, you can lose everything. And I've seen it in my own family, I've seen it in my own life. And those are heartbreaking moments for me, losing a job, someone coming into you, and, that's just like devastating, right? So my passion is for us to put the ball in our court. No more should the ball be in someone else's court when you know better and you do better, right? Now, if I didn't know better, that's on me. But now I
Right.
know, like, I got to do better. And what we have found with trends and information is that everyone is feeling the hurt of the economy. Everyone is feeling the hurt of not being happy and fulfilled. So, what are we going to do about it? That's the question. And so, it's up to us. Just like any change you want to see, you have to be the change you want to see sometimes. And a lot of times we've been sitting here waiting for the change to come. And I believe God brings changes to us. But when you're a leader, sometimes you got to make it happen. And so that's just how I feel about it. You got to be intentional about making things happen for your life, putting yourself in miracle territory, girl. Putting yourself in miracle territory. This is miracle territory, being here with you, right?
Oh, I love it. Congratulate you on being recognized as a Black leader in your community. So tell me about that organization and how you came upon that opportunity.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So, West Alabama Coalition Community Development is something that was organized when our school, which was Sumter County High School, became a historical monument. Instead of the community demolishing the school, they wanted it to be a representation of the community. So when that transition happened, they used the building itself for several things. As a matter of fact, this weekend they were having an author event for teenagers. So it is an amazing thing to see, being that I grew up there and that the community itself needs a lot of work. Meaning, the population is around, like I told you, over 2,000. The poverty rate is at 49%. When you think of all these disparities, you would think like people are giving up their hands and like, well, it's just yoke. But I have seen educators come out of retirement and they are now in political office wanting to turn the city and the town around. I do believe that I was nominated along with other leaders because we are just going to get it done. Whatever our industries, our callings are, we're being bold and we're putting ourselves out there. And the other leaders that were nominated were the same. We are just putting ourselves out there. If y'all think we're doing something really major, I'm just putting myself out there. That's the thing. Now that I have been recognized, I was told actually to come back and we got work to do. But
Right.
prior to being nominated, it was for those of us who have put ourselves out there. We're inspiring our generations, the next generations, to raise a vibration and to go after your dreams. So it was such an honor because I have, quote unquote, some documentation, but in my mind, I didn't think that I was at the level I would like to be. But one that's so great about this journey, guys, of entrepreneurship, just being yourself, being authentic, walking in your purpose, that's going to attract opportunities you never thought you deserved, wanted, or anything like that. So I believe that was one of those God things to give me confidence to know that I need to continue what I'm doing and that I'm inspiring people. And that's the whole reason for me going into entrepreneurship anyway, is to help and inspire people.
So how did you discover your purpose?
Oh, through prayer, girl. I prayed a lot and I still pray constantly because I believe God has called us to do many things and we are the ones that sell ourselves short.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was up to me, Courtinee would be in this little corner cheering everybody else on, and really not thinking of myself. That has been my life for a long time. But God has reminded me that I have a purpose and that the world needs what I have to offer. And as long as he has co-signed and qualified me, then Courtinee is going to do what she has to do. It doesn't have to be me. People don't have to know my name. But if God knows my name and if God has said, this is what I want you to do, then it's consider it done.
Absolutely. I love it. So helping others makes you feel what, Courtinee?
Oh, man. Like, I feel so electric when I'm helping people.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all, I've tried different things. I've worked from home because I'm all about my family now. So I do have a home-based business. So I'm at home a lot. And as a matter of fact, recently when I went into entrepreneurship, I was at home like a lot. What I have found though is like my energy level like goes up 100% when I'm around people and I'm exercising my gifts. So in order to live at your highest level, you really have to be intentional about using your gifts daily. And I think a lot of times we don't think that to be very powerful, but that's how you immediately get a shift in your life. It's when you know your gifts, you utilizing them every day, and you know why God created you. So I was created to help and encourage people. That's why God created me. So anytime you're in my presence, that's what you're going to get. And so now that I know that, it's like, all I got to do is be myself, right? That ain't hard. It's not hard. And then I benefit because I promise you, every day I come home, Tasha, like, ain't nothing left in me. My cup is released every day and it's filled every morning. So pretty good life.
I love that. So the work that you do, how has the work that you do changed your life?
Well, I think our work can be, in my experience, I believe every job I have done has helped me identify the work I'm supposed to do. So the work I believe we're called to do is that calling from God. That's our work.
Right.
That's the thing where we're using our gifts, where if we weren't getting paid, we would still do it anyway. I think that's our work. And our job, of course, is what we do to make a living, to pay our bills. So I believe every job I have utilized the gifts I've have. And therefore, I'm in this season asking God, help me utilize my gifts and to monetize my gifts. Absolutely. And when you get to a season where you're you're talented, God has a plan for you. All I'm saying, God, now let me make money doing it, okay? Because I don't mind doing the work, but
right.
Money comes. So that's where I think it starts.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing that. So we're going to go to what I call on a personal note. So when you're not being fabulous and helping inspire people, what do Courtinee do for fun?
Well, of course, travel. I'm a travel business owner. My family and I, we try to take one big vacation every year. So we're planning one in June. It's typically around my youngest daughter's birthday. We take a big vacation there. I'm doing something different this year. I'll be turning 47. And I'm going to take a really big vacation for Courtinee by myself. I've never done
You've been doing a lot by yourself. I mean, doing your little dates by yourself. Okay, so okay.
That's something new I'm gonna do this year. Is to go on vacation by myself. I haven't told my husband, so y'all stay tuned on that. But he takes his guys trip all the time. I've never taken a girl or solo trip, so that's one thing I'm gonna do this year and years to come. So this is what I found that I need to do for my health is as much as I give of myself, it is important that I replenish myself. So on days I'm not working, a lot of times I'm doing yoga, reading, or nothing. Because there are times where you really do just need a day to reset your mind and do whatever. But my hobbies are traveling, reading, yoga. I'm pretty simple. And my what do you call that devil pleasure? I guess that's the right word. Girl, let me tell you what my thing is. So I love Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, I'll put it out there. Okay. I'm a
Oh my goodness.
free girl. I hate drama. Drama and me don't get along at all. But what I love that show. That is my
Oh my
my
goodness. I haven't watched that in
guilty
years.
pleasure.
Gotcha.
Yes, that's my guilty pleasure.
All right. So what is on your bucket list of things to do?
Oh, so I have what is called a living list, not a bucket list.
Okay.
Yes.
I
So
love
my
it.
yes. So instead of a bucket list, because that means like I'm ready to die. I'm preparing for death. I'm not, I'm preparing for living. So I call it my living list, not my bucket list.
You know what? Thank you for that, Courtinee, because I'm going to rephrase that question when I answer it because I love that what you said. It's not like you're dying. So, yes, thank you for that.
You're welcome. I think I got it from someone else, but yeah, so
Don't matter.
feel free to use it. So what I was putting here is like 100 goals I have set for myself on my living list. So I'll share with you a few of these. One, I want to have a home in Paris. I want to have a home internationally somewhere. And just so you guys know, like some of the top areas are Greece, Italy. I have my notes here. Being a realtor, I do research. Greece, Italy, France are really good places for you to have international housing because it's really inexpensive. I want to own a high-rise apartment in New York. So that's one of the things I want to do. And I've always wanted to go to New York Fashion Week. So that's one of the things out on my living list. And I will share one more thing. The third thing is this year, I hope to be going to Montego Bay, Jamaica. I've never been to Jamaica. So I hope to do that around the holiday area if my job gives me permission. So
I love your living list. That is awesome.
Yeah.
So what do people misunderstand about you?
Oh, that's so good. I think initially with my very well soft-spoken voice, people believe that, I'm kind of docile. But when you really have a conversation with me, you realize I'm not. I am gonna always in my power with God's help treat people well, but I am very, very protective about my life and my children's life and my husband's life. So I'm that girl that be in the streets and I don't believe in fighting, but like I'm not gonna sit down and let you come for me, right? And I don't mean that like fighting. That means a spiritual warfare. That's really what I'm talking about. How we have to always be prepared for this warfare that we're in. And we are in a warfare. I'm very clear on that. So with that being said, don't let the smooth taste fool you. When it's time to get up and do what we have to do, and we got to make some changes and we got to hold some people accountable, I'm all for that. And I think people misunderstand that sometimes because they see my smile and my nice voice. But I'm really passionate about us living our best life unapologetically. And I'll take anybody else down that get in my way. So that's probably the most misunderstood quality.
Oh my goodness. I was not expecting that answer, but it's truly Courtinee.
It's the truth.
All right. So what is one of your fondest childhood memories?
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I would say this. My mother worked a lot, so she would go out of town, and I was the girl that would cook and clean while she was away. Now, my brother, who I am very like, he is my heart, like we're really close. I remember one time he told me, "You're gonna make a good wife one day." And I was about 13 years old. I will never forget that. I don't know why that was so impressionable, but my brother said that to me, and it just changed my life. I never desired to be a wife then, but the fact that he told me I would be a good wife, like I believed him, right? So that's probably the biggest childhood memory I have. And I've shared it with him because he's a guy of little words. If I want to get something out of him, I have to ask these very detailed questions. And he puts me on a timer when we talk because he know I'll be going all in.
A timer.
Like, girl, okay, your girl's 30 minutes up. But when he said that to me, like, it just changed my world. So that's probably that's the thing I most remember.
Oh, but that's a nice story. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite Bible verse?
Oh my goodness, there's so many, but definitely John 3:16. That God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son for us to have everlasting life. Jeremiah 29:11. The plans that God has for us are for hope and a future, and we will not fail. There's so many. Today I read Psalms 139, and every time I read the Bible, it's like my cells just ignite. It's like the word is going right into my body and it's becoming a part of me. And that's what I love to share with people for sure. God's word.
Well, good. Y'all, just so you know, before we started recording, Courtinee was like, do you mind if we pray? And so she led us into prayer. And so she just did an amazing job in her prayer. So shout out to Miss Courtinee. God all through you, girl.
Thank you.
Just
Thank you
all
so
through you. So, Courtinee, tell everybody how they can find you on social media. We want to make sure that they know that you are a realtor here in Alabama, and also that you are a travel agent. So, tell everybody how they can follow you on social media and ask for your services.
Yes. So, guys, I can be reached on Facebook by my name, Courtinee Capers. My Instagram handle is Capers Courtinee. So, it's my last name and my first name. I can be reached. I'll just put my phone number here because I don't mind sharing that 205-908-6925. I am eager to help you with anything you would need help with. My expertise are definitely gaining well through travel and real estate. But I also have done many things. And if I don't know how to assist, I can try to find someone to help you. Otherwise, I love for people to follow me on Facebook, but definitely at some point, I want us to connect offline because I believe in the power of connection and community. So, yeah, just reach out to us, sister. I'm here to help you.
I love it. All right, guys. And you can follow me at Facebook and TikTok as Tot Carter, and on Instagram as Ivy Tot 10 and Talking with Tot. Until the next episode, y'all go out there and be fabulous.
Yes. Be great, everyone. Be great.